But over the last decade, a growing cadre of bootstrapping startups and industry stalwarts have been raising and spending oodles of money on a new mode of transportation known as urban air mobility. Could these autonomous, human-ferrying super drones finally be the flying cars that we've been waiting for?
I think there are two things that are driving the investment and the attention to the sector. The fact that people are moving to cities, and cities are getting more congested, and urban dwellers do not want to own cars. So anything that can move an urban dweller from A to B is interesting to investors.
The concept of urban air mobility isn't totally new. For decades, helicopters have been a means for those with means to hover and glide over traffic in major urban centers like New York, San Francisco, and Sao Paulo. Past attempts at turning helicopters into a form of mass transit, however, have been grounded, mostly by the inevitable problems of helicopter technology: noise, inefficiency, and danger. But imagine a future in which instead of driving your own car or hopping on a city bus or subway or taxi, you could cut your transit time significantly by booking a flight on a sleek, safe, and relatively quiet electric-powered drone, or eVTOL, short for electric vertical takeoff and landing.
There are over 180 companies developing some type of a VTOL. A lot of them are drone developers. So it's all about scale. If I can build a small version, I should be able to scale it to a larger version.
One of these drone-turned-mega companies is EHang, a Chinese firm founded in 2014 that has already earned a spot on NASDAQ.
From the very beginning, we designed big drones to carry passengers, right? And second, you can see that for normal drones, the technology is one-on-one. That means we need one person to control each drone. But for us, we designed the system to control multiple AAVs simultaneously by using one single platform.
EHang recently secured approval from the Korean government to perform test flights over Seoul. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe, a German company called Volocopter has spent the last decade or so designing a fleet of prototypes that have recently been flying in demonstrations over cities both at home and abroad.
We are extremely pragmatic. We set out to build a vehicle that can meet the high safety standards, that can be certified based on existing technologies that are available today. We explicitly designed it as a multi-copter concept. So we have 18 independent rotors that give us a very high degree of redundancy. So any 3 rotors can fail and we can still safely complete our mission, which gives us a huge safety advantage over any other concept.
Volocopter's ambitious plans have attracted interest from a number of large companies hailing from other sectors of the transportation world, such as Chinese auto giant Geely, Germany's Daimler, and most recently Japan Airlines, all of whom have participated in funding rounds for Volocopter that have raised well over 100 million euros so far. Volocopter, EHang, and other well-heeled eVTOLers, such as Lilium and Joby, are each taking a slightly different approach to engineering an all-electric passenger drone. Some of the designs are more of a hybrid between an eVTOL and a small plane, capable of both navigating a dense urban environment and flying long distances at up to almost 200 miles per hour. Mass adoption of urban air mobility, though, might pose its own potential issues. So assuming that eVTOL technology eventually passes those regulatory hurdles, that still leaves a very important question about this untested market. Who exactly are these for?